One of the movies that are part of MCU's Phase 4 is the fourth solo movie of Thor, which will be released in 2022. And today, we're going to take a first look into things. What was Taika Waititi's take for the movie? What the return of Natalie Portman means, and which other newcomers will we have moving forward with the MCU? Maybe even a possible love story on the horizon. Stay tuned to find out. Release date. Like all other movies from Marvel Studios, the upcoming fourth in line, Thor: Love and Thunder, got delayed quite a few times over the 2 years, ever since it was announced that the movie was underway.
He may be on the couch, but who knows? I think Taika's got something pretty...
Who knows? Only I do, because they haven't read the script.
Mainly due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many shifts occurred when it comes to the release date of the movie, which now stands to be on the 8th of July 2022. And we think that there will not be any more delays or changes to this, as the movie itself falls in the perfect place of MCU's Phase 4. Also knowing that the movie finished filming in July 2021, around 4 months ago, the only thing that keeps the movie from releasing is the other projects that will come out before that movie, particularly Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, just 2 months shy before the upcoming Thor movie, maybe setting up something. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see for ourselves. As for the trailer side of things, nothing so far, but seeing how the time period is getting smaller and smaller, it should not be far away. Recent MCU releases debuted their first trailers 4 to 6 months ahead of the release, so we should expect to get our first look in early 2022. Cast. The most unsurprising thing about the cast group for the upcoming Thor movie is that we'll see Chris Hemsworth as the God of Thunder. We wouldn't want it any other way, right?
The God of Thunder!
For a long time now, he has been the face of Thor, and not the other way around. You would all agree on that. He will be coming to the big screen together with some of his Asgardian friends. The first one that comes to mind is Tessa Thompson as Brunhild, aka Valkyrie, now the leader of New Asgard on Earth, after being appointed by Thor. Then we have Taika Waititi putting on the suit of the wannabe revolutionary Korg, and the contender for the title of one of the funniest characters in the entire MCU.
I'm Korg, this is me. We're gonna jump on that spaceship and get out of here. Wanna come?
A Thor regular who we will not be seeing is his adopted brother Loki, who is now engaged in his own Disney Plus series, so he will be skipping this one out, with a high possibility of joining in a later iteration. So we'll be seeing more of the brother chemistry on the big screen. The biggest return to the Thor movies seems to be Natalie Portman, who is now back as Dr. Jane Foster after taking a break in the third Thor movie. This time around, she will have a beefed up role as she will be taking on the Mjolnir and the title Goddess of Thunder. Another character who was absent in Thor Ragnarok but is here with us now is Lady Sif, with Jamie Alexander returning in the role.
Who scoffed at the idea that a young maiden could be one of the fiercest warriors this realm has ever known?
I did.
Ahead of the third movie, the Guardians of the Galaxy will accompany Thor in his fourth movie, including the likes of Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, Dave Bautista as Drax, Karen Gillan as Nebula, Pom Klementieff as Mantis, and Sean Gunn as Kraglin, who have all been reported to be back in action, and we hope to see Rocket and Groot too, the two digital characters who are also part of the bunch. Crossing from another universe, we have Christian Bale as the latest actor to score roles in both the DC Universe and the MCU, now as Gore, the God Butcher, who will be the villain of the movie. In the comics, a series of unfortunate events lead to him gaining divine powers, after which he takes it upon himself to rid the universe of gods wherever he finds them. It will be an interesting thing to see how the big screen adaptation of the character will look, since he'll be making his debut in the movie, especially knowing how invested Bale is for every role he plays in his career. Russell Crowe is also joining the cast as Zeus, who will be one of the victims of Gore. The latest news for the movie also suggests that we'll be getting cameos from Luke Hemsworth, Chris's brother, Sam Neill, and Matt Damon, with them probably taking part in yet another theatrical showing within the movie, just like what happened in the second Thor movie. Plot. From what we've managed to find out, it seems like the movie Thor: Love and Thunder will continue the story of Thor after the events of Avengers Endgame, a movie which saw Thor leaving Earth with the Guardians of the Galaxy in pursuit of new adventures outside of the ordinary. Also, knowing that the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie will release sometime in 2023, we should get a little glimpse about that movie to be shown in the upcoming Thor movie, seeing how all of the main cast members will be part of the fourth Thor movie as well. We hope you said goodnight to overweight Thor, because that storyline is done. In the next movie, we will see yet again Thor in his godly shape we came to know. The story of the movie will be heavily inspired by the Mighty Thor comics, where Thor loses the ability to lift Mjolnir, and Jane Foster is the one to take the mantle of Thor, who is simultaneously battling cancer in her human hours. There were no doubts about her character wielding Mjolnir, simply because of her introduction to the panel for the movie, which saw her wielding Mjolnir on stage even back then. A strong showing for the character, who we think will play a much larger role than you think in the upcoming movie. Taika, the one helming everything, said that this movie will be over the top in a very good way, eventually making Thor Ragnarok seem like a really fun and safe run-of-the-mill movie. This movie, according to Waititi, will be the craziest thing he's ever done, and knowing his other projects, including the likes of What We Do with the Shadows and Jojo Rabbit, we're in for a treat. He also added that the movie feels like it should not have been made, with him describing the movie to be a series of ideas given by 10-year-old children, and all of them put together. A central love story is also present, and we're not surprised since both Jane and Thor are together in the same movie. They are also one of the first couples in the entire MCU. Thus, the cast ensemble also brings us to the question, will this movie be something along the lines of it being the first semi-romantic movie of the MCU? The last two were seen on the big screen. We can say for certain that there was a lot of dumping thrown around. So with that in mind, and all the years between then and now, we are sure that there is plenty to be discussed about their relationship in the intervening years. We don't know yet. A plot thread which we think will form an integral part of Thor: Love and Thunder. One thing that is interesting about Thor is that he's the only character of the MCU who gets a fourth movie. But considering how Thor Ragnarok was sort of like a soft reset for the character, and the return of Portman to the mix, the franchise itself has a lot of potential. So we're not at all surprised that this is the case, especially knowing just how important Thor is for the entire MCU, seeing how he is one of the core members of the Avengers team, and all the other endeavors he's taken upon, including his latest adventures with the Guardians of the Galaxy. On a related note, tell us down in the comments below what are your thoughts on the movie, and despite the movie taking us places, which thing are you most excited about and would like to be explored more? And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.